What's up guys, Mainly Hockey Cards here, and today we're looking at all 50 Young Guns from this year's 2025-26 Upper Deck Series 2 Hockey. I will give a value potential letter rating from F to A for each card. In general, I see Fs as cards to stay away from, Ds as players with limited to no potential for value, Cs as players that are on the fringe of having more value but look more like depth players, Bs as players that have increasing potential but may have inconsistencies or uncertainties, and As as players that are the highlights of the product and have the highest potential value ceiling. It is important to note I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence and research before investing in anything or anyone. 2025-26 Upper Deck Series 2, let's get underway. Matthew Schaefer is the highlight rookie of the product and has outperformed virtually all expectations in his first season. He just became the first ever teenage defenseman to score 20 goals in league history. He's a frontrunner for the Calder Trophy, I don't see how he can't win it, and has injected life into the Islanders franchise. A+. Dania Yurov is a recently turned 22-year-old forward who has put together a solid first campaign in Minnesota. B-. Ben Kindle is 18 years old and has already put together a 28-point campaign for the Penguins this year, including 15 goals. Given some time, he could be a lethal part of the Penguins' offense for years to come. Huge for the Penguins and their fans as their core continues to age. A. Charles Alexis Legault is a 22-year-old defenseman who is in his second year pro and could become a future depth defenseman. C-. Hunter Brustevich is a recently turned 21-year-old defenseman who was a terrific scorer in the OHL and is now in his second year pro, playing 18 games in the NHL this season. C+. Maxim Shabanov is this year's Maxim Siplikov. He has an underwhelming 16 points in 40 games. C. Charles-Edouard Dastu is a 27-year-old defenseman finally getting his shot in the NHL and making the most of it. 19 points in 46 games along with 61 penalty minutes, but he is 27. D+. Wyatt Amet is a 28-year-old defenseman in the AHL. D. Arseny Gritsuk is a 24-year-old winger for the Devils who could become a good middle six option. 23 points in his first NHL season. B-. Brady Martin is an 18-year-old centerman for the Predators who has 1 point in his first 3 NHL games and has 19 points in 15 games in the OHL this season. The top 5 overall pick is a big part of the Predators' future. A-. Alexander Nikishin is a 24-year-old defenseman in his first full-year pro in the NHL and has 22 points in 58 games. The Hurricanes have big plans for Nikishin, who is practically a god at the KHL level. B+. Easton Cowan is a 20-year-old forward for Toronto with 17 points in 44 games. He could very well be a great middle six player with top-line potential. His market adds some value potential as well. B+. Noah Laba is a 22-year-old forward for the Rangers who has been one of the only bright spots on the roster this season. 16 points in 56 games and is a reliable depth producer in his second year pro. C. Carl Lindbaum is a 22-year-old goaltender who has been lights out this season at the AHL level but has struggled a bit at the NHL level. Goalies are goalies. B-. Ryan Green is a 22-year-old winger who has posted a respectable 21 points in his first 61 NHL games. He could have some offensive upside to his game. B-. Matvei Gridin is a 20-year-old forward with 6 points in his first 16 NHL games and 29 points in 36 AHL games. For me, he is a dark horse of this class to be on the lookout for. B. Marshall Warren is a soon-to-be 25-year-old defenseman who likely becomes a depth option. C-. Kirill Kudryavtsev is a 22-year-old defenseman who is a little bit under half a point per game in the AHL and has no points in 2 NHL games. C-. Isaac Howard is over a point per game in the AHL in his first year pro and has tacked on 5 points in his first 28 NHL games. The former first-round pick had a terrific collegiate career and is a bright light in the Oilers' future. A-. Dmitry Simashev is a 21-year-old defenseman who has a point per game at the AHL level and only 1 point in 24 NHL games. He's not known for his offense, but the upside is certainly there. B-. Tristan Lennox is a 23-year-old goaltender who has had a tough go of it in the pros. C-. Colton Ellis has played in 13 games for Buffalo and has 7 wins, but not the greatest numbers. C+. Devin Kaplan is a 22-year-old forward who likely maxes out as a depth-checking forward. C-. Harrison Brunick is a 19-year-old defenseman for the Penguins who scored his first NHL goal in 9 games, is a point per game in the WHL, and has 4 points in 5 AHL games this season. A bright future for sure. B. Hunter Haight is a 21-year-old forward with 20 points in 39 AHL games this season and no points in 5 NHL games. He's producing at exactly the same rate as last season, C. Ty Mueller is a 23-year-old forward who has put together 2 modest AHL seasons, but nothing too impressive, C-. Zakhar Bardakov is a KHL standout who has had okay production in his first NHL season, C-. Adar Suniev is a 21-year-old forward who has 13 goals in his first 44 AHL games, C. Sam Dickinson is a 19-year-old defenseman who has 10 points in 48 games for a buzzing San Jose Sharks team. He could very well be the defenseman of the future for San Jose, A-. Ville Adavainen is a defenseman in the Kraken organization with limited offensive upside, D+. David Tomasic is a 30-year-old forward who didn't work out in Edmonton, F. Joel Nystrom is a 23-year-old defenseman who could become a depth option, D+. Taylor Ward is a 27-year-old forward who is a depth option, D+. Axel Sandin Pellikka is another young defenseman in Detroit's nucleus who has 18 points in his first 60 NHL games. He is very highly touted and for good reason, A-. Dominic James is a 23-year-old forward enjoying a solid rookie campaign in Tampa after a good college career, C+. Zeev Boyum was a critical part of the deal that sent Quinn Hughes to Minnesota. Boyum is 20 years old and is going to be a big part of the Canucks for years to come. He's on pace for just shy of 30 points this season as a rookie, A-. Michael Misa is 19 years old and has 12 points in his first 21 NHL games. He's coming off an OHL season in which he had nearly a goal per game and over 2 points per game. San Jose is going to be a scary team in the near future, A+. Ryan Ufko is a 22-year-old defenseman who's nearly a point per game in the AHL this season and should get more looks with Nashville soon, B. Frederick Brunet is a 22-year-old defenseman in the Bruins org who has put up good numbers at the AHL level but is likely a depth defenseman in the NHL, C. Zach Metza is a 27-year-old defenseman getting a shot with the Sabres who's put up a few points to begin his career, but the upside is limited, D+. Curtis Douglas is a 6'9" center who isn't going to contribute much offensively, but will mix it up with anyone who comes his way and could be a fan favorite for whatever team he's on, D+. Michael Brandsegg-Nygaard is a 20-year-old forward with 34 points in his first 48 AHL games and 1 point in 9 NHL games, B+. Jack Williams is from Biddeford, Maine, which makes him an A+ automatically. Just kidding, he's had a good first season in the AHL and appeared in 1 NHL game last year, C. Emmett Finney is a 20-year-old forward who has been a grand surprise for the Detroit Red Wings this season. 21 points in 60 games after a great year in the WHL, B. Dominic Fensori is a 24-year-old defenseman with good AHL production but nothing to show for in limited NHL action, C-. John Farinacci is a 25-year-old forward who has had 2 modest AHL seasons up until this year in which his production has taken a huge hit, C. Braden Coots is a 19-year-old forward who has 51 points in 40 games in the WHL this season. A high pick in this past draft, he could be making his mark on the NHL very soon, B+. Tusky is a mascot, and I get why people like these, but I don't see any value in them, especially when they take away a potential spot from a player, F. Young Guns teammates haven't garnered much value, and Schaefer Gatcomb will be no exception, C. And lastly, checklists are checklists, C. Overall, I think that this is a decent crop of rookies, with Matthew Schaefer and Michael Misa carrying a lot of the value and weight of the product. Really good group of defensemen in this product. As always, this video took a ton of time and research. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. Here's an overview of the entire class. It will also be listed down below in the video description. Enjoy Series 2. Peace.